Hello. It's been a while, I know. Reasons for that? Plenty. But I have a little sheety, a cheat sheet, which is actually a script that I wrote and that I'm gonna read for you guys because otherwise it would have been pretty hard for me to get all of this through. So let's see. So, as you might know, hot weather and I don't really get along. We don't. And summer here can reach over 40 Celsius. It does. Not so much lately because it's been raining a lot, but still. I haven't been able to do much because even nights are hot. So, we have 26, sometimes 32 in the middle of the night. That's painful. That's awful. So, yeah. Aside from a couple weeks of rain that dropped the temperatures a little bit but caused other problems, it's been hell. Yes, it's been pretty awful. Rain is nice because it's not as hot, so we don't really get 40 Celsius when it's raining, but we do get other issues. And even with the rain, sometimes it's still hot. Yeah, I haven't been idle though. No. I've taken this time to organize some things, and I'll go through a couple of them with you. Yes, I have been trying to get some stuff in order, and two of my stories have actually been merged. It was for the best, even though I thought they could work. Well, they would have worked nicely separate, but I think merging them is the right choice here. Okay, so first things first. It's no secret that I hate Windows. I've hated Windows 10 since the first day I used it after being obligated to leave Windows 7. But I always felt like I couldn't change to Linux because of compatibility issues. And I still have some of those issues actually. I'm still trying to figure out my printer. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my graphics card because I just saw that it's no longer gonna be supported. But yeah, it's better than Windows, so whatever. Oh yeah, my keyboard also decided that it wants to go back to the colors that it had before, and I can't change that without Windows. We'll see. Maybe I'll hook it to my father's laptop and just set up the keyboard or something. We'll see. I just don't want to go back to Windows. I hate Windows, especially Windows 10, and I am not touching Windows 11 if I can help it. And maybe even if I can't help it. I don't know. I hate that thing. I'm not doing it. But wow, that changed last year, the thing with not being able to, move to Linux. So I did move to Linux. And I'm running Nobara now. That might change eventually. I don't know if I find another system that actually works better. I'm not sure. I will have to do some research again. But for now, it is Nobara. And it is pretty good to say goodbye to Windows. I do not miss it at all. I just wish the printers didn't, require me to run a Windows system, to set up the drivers properly. Why are printers so difficult? It's always printers, isn't it? Issues your paper. It's always a mess. What's the problem with printers? Anyway, I've also been reworking my books, and I'm going to start adding writing content here on the channel. Yes, that is actually one thing that this channel was supposed to be, was about writing. Because one of the goals was for me to, kind of have audiobooks of, my stories here on the channel. But then that never happened because I got sidetracked with other things, especially with games, as it usually happens, because it's very easy for me to get sucked into a game and then not leave it. But I will never finish my stories if I don't do that, right? Like, some of you might remember from the times that I was trying to stream writing on Twitch, but that was extremely distracting, so that didn't work. But yeah, I'm gonna start putting some of my writing here on the channel, and you guys let me know if that is, something you would want to see more. But regardless, if you want to see it or not, it's gonna be but don't worry, because I will still be streaming games and making Return to Warrior videos. I still have the rebuilding project to finish. That is not being abandoned. Even though I'm currently upset with the game, I'm not gonna lie. There has been a few issues and I'm pretty bothered by it. But I'm not abandoning that project. I want to continue it. There's still a lot of things I want to build in that world, but that just might take a little longer for me to bring those things to you because, yeah, priorities, right? I have to prioritize the right things. Another thing I've been doing this unbearable season, I hate summer, I do, is studying German. You might remember from one of my last streams of 2025 that I'm completely obsessed with Alexander Ida. One of my last streams, I actually spent the whole stream playing his songs on repeat, the whole playlist. Yeah. That's pretty much all I've been listening to for the past 2 months. It's crazy that I'm not sick of it, but I love it. And, well, it's funny because I've liked so many artists, so many bands over the years, and it's just different, I don't know. But the thing is, I want to understand his songs, not just, check the translation and see what it's about, like, overall, I want to sing along and know what I'm singing, what I'm actually saying. So, yeah, that's why I'm learning German. And sometimes during the summer, I couldn't really do much. I would just pick up my phone and study all night because you might remember I've been sleeping through the day. Thankfully, I can afford to do that. And since I'm gonna pass out during the day anyway because it's so hot, I sleep during the day and I do stuff at night. So I spend the whole night just studying German. Well, so I was recommended this app, and it's an app I totally recommend if you don't want to learn from a actual teacher, from a person, from a human being. And they're not paying me to say this, but I completely recommend it because, well, I've been putting in the effort. If you want to do anything, you have to put in the effort anyway, but I think it's a great platform. So if you don't have a problem with AI and you don't want a human to teach you, then I completely recommend this app. I'm not gonna go deep into my opinions about AI. I have very strong opinions about AI, but I think for this it works well. It's not really a problem. Because, like, if you want a human, go find a human teacher. Nobody is, like, forcing you to learn from AI. That's just an option. And it's an option that works for me, and it's been working pretty well. So I'm gonna leave the link in the description if that is something you're interested in. But hey, Practica, if you wanna sponsor this series, I'm open for a talk, let's chat. Anyway, One of the reasons I'm doing this video is because Gaming Grandma, who is a friend I very much recommend that you check, and I'm gonna leave her link in the description too. She suggested that I make a series for, to keep track of my German learning, to see how I'm progressing and stuff. It's been 67 days now, so not that long, but I've made some progress, and I think it's a good idea, and that's one of the reasons I am recording this, because then I can, start it and maybe like do a short video every week, and then one every month, just to check the previous videos and see how it's coming along, So it might be painful or it might be entertaining for you guys, and let me know. You decide. But it's something to, compare and check progress, that kind of thing. So in those 67 days, I've reached A2 after resetting the track a few times, because when I started, I thought that, hey, I think I'm interested in these things, that I would like to talk about these things. And then you start, discussing those things during lessons, and you realize that actually I am not that much into these things after all. And then I reset the track. So I had to go through things, lessons again. I did that twice. So it's good for practice, absolutely. But yeah, well, not really much of a need to rush anyway. So any practice is still progress. So, but yeah, A2, I am still pretty green. You're not gonna see me saying anything spontaneously, in German anytime soon. But I do have a little text that I put together, based on what I've learned so far. I hope my pronunciation is not horrible. Not too horrible. But let's see. What is it? Okay, so hallo, ich heiße MS Static-Kiwi und ich bin Schriftstellerin und Kämmerin. Ich lerne seit 67 Tagen Deutsch und bin auf dem Niveau A2. Alexander Ida ist der Grund, warum ich Deutsch lerne. Seine Musik macht mir glücklich und ich höre sie jeden Tag. Dankeschön dafür, dass du so bist, wie du bist. So, what that was supposed to mean is, hello, I'm Static-Kiwi, and I'm a writer and gamer. I've been learning German for 67 days, and I'm level A2. Alexander Ida is the reason I'm learning German. His music makes me happy, and I listen to it every day. Thank you very much for being who you are. And that's about it, because, like I said, I'm pretty green. But yeah. And I'm actually not exaggerating when I say that his music has been very good for me, because I've been through some pretty dark moments this past couple of months, and watching him, listening to his music has actually put me back up there again. So yeah, definitely thank you. And it's hard to hold my phone. I don't know how you guys do this. How some people, you speak with looking at your phone all day. And that, whatever. Before I start rambling, let me see. So, yeah. That's it for this video. You let me know what you think in the comments, and please give it a like if you've enjoyed it, if you think it's, if you want to see more stuff. Subscribe if you want more gaming, more writing, and if you want to tag along through my German journey. Bis zum nächsten Mal. I'll see you next time.